fucking cold. Alright, so let's talk about the selfish people, Tillamook, Oregon. They're horrible people. I haven't found one good person here the entire time I've been here. Sure, there's plenty of nice people. What's the difference between a good person and a nice person? Jesus was a good person. He might have chased your ass with a whip. A good person will bullshit you, tell you what you want to hear. They'll tell you that they'll help you. They don't come through. They'll make any excuse not to come through. You get to hear Shannon Alvarado. She can't stop interrupting to make excuses. And her excuses are what? Mostly her assumptions. She's been stalking me since and stalking is the right word. No matter what. No matter how many times I tell her to leave me the fuck alone. What does she do? Makes another fucking account to stalk me. I'm disgusted by it. There's this guy Aaron from one of the churches, and he does the same thing that literally everyone else does. And I like the guy. He's nice. And you're going to understand that when I tell you what he did. He is nice. Day before yesterday, it was Sunday, he wanted me to go to church with him. That's what Christians want you to do. They don't want to help you. They want you to go to church. That enhances their status. They want you to go to church. Well, I didn't go to church. I had a bunch of shit to run around and do yesterday. What I needed was help turning in the fucking crimes happening to me. Instead of asking what the cops said, how about you focus on the fact that people are vandalizing my goddamn vehicle and go in with me to turn it the fuck in? I don't hate Aaron, not even close. The last 6 times I've seen him, he asked me how I'm doing. I let him know I'm not doing very well. I'm being abused daily here. And instead of people helping me to turn it in, all they want to do is buy me a goddamn sandwich and procrastinate. Tell me they want me to go to church. Go to church, go to church. Are you fucking serious? Do you see how these fucking church people treat human beings? Are you fucking kidding me? The church doesn't give a fuck if you're harmed. Not even on their goddamn property. None of these churches here do. Just like Candy. What was her idea of helping? Talking over me. Making plans for me. Have I tried housing? Have I tried housing? You know that guy Aaron, he took me out to the housing place. First time I'd ever been out there in person. The stuff that I told him about it. Yeah, you have to go through care. You have to get this recommendation from this lady at care. Without that, no, they're not going to let me in there. We spoke with a lady named Grace. She knew which car was mine because she drives by it. So all these people are aware and doing nothing. All of these supposedly good people. Of course, you get to hear Cynthia, right? Cynthia would chase a motherfucker with a whip. So what are we doing here? Oh, we got 2 people already on here. I'd use her on this channel. It's because that person wants to be an antagonistic asshole, and so does this one. I'd use her on this channel. Pretty easy. So, out of the 6 times that I've seen this guy, and he is nice. I've known him almost since I got here. Just like everybody else, they think shoving me into housing is going to fix my fucking problem. But it's not. You have to get into housing first, and none of you listen to that part. We're going to run around and do the things that you want to do. You're not going to hear me. You only hear what you want to hear. Good intentions, sure. Every time I tried explaining to him, hey, I need someone to help me turn in abuse. I don't need sandwiches. What does he do immediately? He wants to offer me something to eat. It gets expensive. You know, between $15 on a hamburger and $15 to get body camera evidence. I'd rather get the body camera evidence. All these people that say, oh, I can tow it, but there's nowhere to tow it to. All these people who volunteered to help fix it, but they never came through. They never came through. There's all the stuff that all these people expect me to do. Do this, do that. A bunch of stuff I don't have the ability to do without help. We got this person calling herself Molly Hen, wanting to drink some booze. What do we do with those people? I'd use her on this channel. 3 of them already this morning. You see how quickly that happens. So we got people who want to get on here and pretend that me smoking cigarettes is the same as somebody smoking meth or crack or heroin or fentanyl. Now, as far as addictions go, I won't disagree. It is certainly an addiction. But I'm not stealing from people to get my cigarettes. I'm not beating up people because I smoke cigarettes. I'm not making horrible decisions resulting in other people dying because I'm smoking cigarettes. Oh, we got another troll here already. Gonna spam the same thing over and over again. What do we do? Hide user on this channel. Goodbye. You see how easy that is? I can't do that in real life. I'm trying to think of one good person that I've met since I've been to Tillamook, and I can't think of a single one. I can think of a lot of people who all want to do the same thing. Housing, 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 housing. Well, I don't have housing, do I? I don't. Meanwhile, that housing crap doesn't help to turn in the abuse. See, while you assholes want to focus just on housing, that housing focus is not the right direction to go. If you're assaulted, you need to fucking turn in the goddamn assault right away. If you're homeless, you have to have a friend or family member do it with you. You have to record it. If you don't record it, the police can say and do whatever they want. They can reword everything that you say, and you have no evidence. It's their word versus yours. You automatically lose. Now let's get Shannon Alvarado. Shannon Alvarado cares about herself, and that's it. She literally never made an attempt to turn in any of this shit that's going on. She just wants to argue. She wants to interrupt to say the same things 100 times. Last night, she was actually on the phone with me when some of them youth drove by screaming some anti-LGBT stuff, and it is recorded on my channel. But it wasn't about stopping the abuse. Shannon Alvarado doesn't give two shits about me. She wants to talk about how great she is. She doesn't care how much I'm abused or how often. Aaron may have had good intentions on Sunday. It was after school, or after church, sorry. He came and picked me up, and we went out to the local homeless place. They don't have any rooms. Pretty standard. She said we have to get a recommendation from CARE, which I already knew. I already explained too. But people get it in their heads that I'm a fucking retard, that I don't know how it works already after being here 16 months and going to all of the services within the first month. People do that to me a lot. They want to assume and talk over me. They don't even let me finish what I'm saying. To them, it's a little problem. They say something, they use words, and magically my problem is fixed. And that's not the case. Darian Green typed, how much are you abused? Well, I'm assaulted probably on average twice a week. Usually random strangers who only assault me once. I'll get onto my channel and I'll bitch that people assault me. There's also the people that are stalking me. People like Chris Stafford. People like Andrew Wolnez. Andrew Wolnez has been recorded on my channel assaulting me at least 7 out of the 9 assaults. And that's not counting all the rocks he's thrown at my vehicle. I've got 2 massive holes in my car from people throwing rocks through my windows just in the last week. They've slashed my tires. Yep, that's Tillamook for you. The biggest problem is that I'm having to rely on women. Women have no goddamn clue what this is like. A woman pretends like a man is stalking her and his life is fucking over. But her and her friends stalk that man and destroy his life. And there are 0 consequences. Because men don't speak up, do we? We're not allowed. What happens when we do speak up? We're treated like shit. Darian Green typed, you ever call Batman for help? How about no jokes, Darian? This is some serious shit. People are dead, okay? Please, no fucking jokes. I get assaulted a lot. The problem isn't 1 or 2 assaults. It's hundreds of assaults over a 7-year period because of the popularity of Natalie's death and the failure of a single person who pretended to care about me to share actual fucking evidence. All they want to do is shove me into housing and give me a fucking sandwich. Darian Green typed, who died? Well, for starters, Benjamin Harvey, Natalie Bollinger, Stephen Green, Stephen McMillian, Anna Hunka. That's just a start. Janine Barrett, Rand Ingersoll, Christine Buhit, Rory Jepson. A lot of people died. A lot of important witnesses. There's also a lot of people that went missing, like David and Katie Saltzman. And you expect me to have no reaction to this. You expect me to be stoic. You have no idea how many people have yelled at me, screamed at me, thrown things at me. And I'm not allowed to scream. Darian Green typed, I know Stephen Green, that's my uncle. Yeah, but Green is a common last name. Probably not the same Stephen Green. Was your uncle a homeless person in Boulder, Colorado? Darian Green typed, or someone picking them off or something? Well, some of them, yeah. Some of them just took their dear sweet time and ended up. Some of them overdosed on fentanyl. I'm treated like hell because not one of my so-called friends tried to come forward, while my predators do whatever they want. The police, they're horrible nationwide. Darian Green, I'm going to start ignoring you so I can tell my story. It's not out of disrespect. There are no good people in Tillamook, Oregon. While I've been here, people have literally seen me be assaulted and not one of them has helped to turn it in. All anybody wants to do is housing, housing, housing. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? How about go with me? How about help me to do these things? Instead of just bossing me around and pretending like you know better than the person who's already been through it. Why do I accept the food when the help that I really need is for someone to give a shit that I'm being abused? Because I'm fucking hungry. I get hungry. Fucking boogers are gross. It's not just this one asshole. It's a bunch of assholes in this town. And they work together. And none of these supposedly good people could work together to put a stop to it. We've all got excuses, but here's a sandwich. And then they want to throw the sandwich in your face later on. There's a way to stop this abuse. But you have to actually get involved. Now, this guy Aaron that I'm talking about, is he a bad person? No, he's not. He had good intentions. But I told him about the situation out there at Helping Hands. He wanted to go out there anyway, so we went. Guess what? I was right. Of course I was right. Literally nobody ever focuses on turning in the abuse. Literally every single person focuses on talking over me. Here's a sandwich, here's a sandwich, here's a sandwich. Well, I need help turning abuse. Right fucking wants to do the sandwich thing. You'll eventually get around to it, right? Like Brandon Ratner never did. Like Shannon Alvarado never did. No. What did these people do instead? They procrastinated and then treated me like shit. So Shannon Alvarado wanted to call last night, stalking me over and over and over again. She wants to call me nasty. I'm mean. No, she's fucking mean. She's worse than just fucking mean. She's cruel. All she wants to do is hurt people. And she does it in the most twisted fucking way. These people in this town throw shit at me, pretend I'm a child molester and a rapist and a murderer. You know, I've never been charged with any of those crimes. Do you know why? Because I don't do that shit. But it doesn't matter because you've got web sleuth shows that paint me as a horrible person, resulting in more harm against me. And then I have a fucking meltdown over that shit. That's what you guys want to call it when it's somebody who's autistic. But if it's you, it's a mental breakdown and it's justifiable. If somebody is autistic, though, and you abuse them over and over and over again, it's their fault, isn't it? They need to think about it differently. They need to have a different perspective. When somebody assaults them, they need to tell themselves what? We got someone down here typing, nah, you just haven't gotten caught. Well, we'll get rid of that dumb bitch. And you see that? That's something that you guys don't stop to recognize. When you go slandering somebody's name like that, and you take advantage of somebody who has nobody, and that's the way that it's been. These people who make these promises to help me, how are they helping me? Are they speaking up? Are they writing reports? Are they making these calls with me? No, they're not. Shannon Alvarado can't do anything but talk about herself and how great she is. Holy shit. See, that's the problem with living in America. This whole goddamn country is run by women who complain that they're being victimized because they have vaginas. So these women at Google wanted to sue Google because men there are getting paid more than they are, apparently. So Google checked it out. The women at Google get paid more than men. So these people breaking my windows, threatening my life, calling me a homosexual. Why do these people hate me so much? Because I told the fucking truth. Why does Shannon Alvarado hate me so much? Because I told the truth. For all these years, she's been holding a grudge because I told the truth about her drinking and the screaming and how it affected me. Wants to call me a horrible person, accuse me of talking trash. Yesterday, she finally admitted to it. Finally. It only took how many years? Meanwhile, she says that she can't remember anything because it's been so long. Well, yeah, that's why you're supposed to turn in right away. Shannon Alvarado helped the predators to get away. All she did, just like everything that you do, is procrastinate, waste time, do things that are harmful. You don't fucking listen. You believe me? Obviously, you don't fucking believe me. Just like Aaron didn't fucking believe me. He said he believed me. But he insisted we go out there anyway. We didn't focus on turning in the abuse. We focused on housing. And he wanted to buy me a meal. An expensive one at that. What is it with Christians and buying expensive meals? That's a waste of money. Complete waste of money. And it doesn't stop abuse. It doesn't get Chris Stafford turned in. It doesn't get Andrew Wonez turned in. You've got all of your ideas, right? I tell you what help I need. You literally talk over it and want to make a bunch of suggestions. In 5 months' time, when did Candy ever make the time to turn in Molnez? She never did. Not once ever. She didn't lift a finger. Neither did Nathan. Neither did Miranda, who also works at the deli at Safeway. All these people wanted to talk about violence over and over and over again. That was their solution. They wouldn't let me finish telling them what was going on. I tell them about the crimes that need to be turned in, and they can't let me tell them about the crimes that I'm trying to turn in because they want to interrupt and talk about getting violent. Same thing with Cynthia. Then there's Rainbow. God, she's got the shittiest attitude in the whole thing. And everybody bitches that she's lazy and she drops everything on them. God damn. Just so you know, each and every one of these people has bought me a meal. Each and every one of these people has said that they would do something to help and not followed through. Miranda, that was there for one of the assaults, she was going to write it down, but she never got around to it. Now, she got to help turn it in the first day. However, she was apparently bullied at Safeway by the managers because of one of my videos. And she wanted me to take the video down. I couldn't find the video she wanted taken down because I didn't know it was supposedly in the video that she wanted taken down. Later on, she said that she would write something about the incident. But she's a witness. She needs to go in with me. You get to see how literally any of my predators can turn in anything that they want from anywhere. And it'll be taken as if it's truth. What Shannon Alvarado wanted to be a lazy piece of shit and do is make empty promises but never focus on the abuse. And she wants to interrupt me to say, I thought. I know. That's why I'm asking you to shut up. I know what you thought. You've made that perfectly fucking clear. You interrupt me at the same spot every single goddamn time to say the same goddamn thing. You literally never let me finish. So what's the point? Meanwhile, Shannon Alvarado is a stalker on the internet. Andrew Wolnez is a stalker in real life. Which one is more dangerous? Oh, someone calling himself Gorilla is trying to get blocked from my channel. Out of all these people who saw these things going on, how many helped to turn it in? Listen to Shannon Alvarado's excuse. She got to see a lot of evidence, especially back at the beginning. She promised she would help turn it in. And I spent all of that time sending her evidence. And all she wanted to do is get drunk and fucking argue, talk about herself, how much compassion she's got, what a good person she is. No, she's fucking not. I like Candace, but she's not a good person. She's a nice person. At the end of the day, she's not going to focus on turning in Andrew Wolnez. At the end of the day, she's going to pull the same bullshit as Aaron Cockerham, Cara Rogers. She's just playing fucking head games. She didn't give a shit about stopping the abuse. Listen to these people in this town talking about how corrupt it is, how nothing can be done. Bullshit, you can fucking work together. My predators work together, where my so-called friends just wanted to talk over me like I'm a fucking retard. And that's the thing with them church folks. Even Aaron, with his good intentions, still treated me like I'm a fucking retard. Like I'm a fucking liar. And we got out there, and it turned out that I wasn't a fucking liar. But instead of speaking up, nobody speaks up, do you? A lot of people want to say, well, look at all the comments. Look at all the positive comments in these Facebook groups. Look at all these positive comments in these web sleuth groups. Oh, you mean people arguing with each other on YouTube and Facebook instead of helping to turn it in? You mean people arguing on YouTube and Facebook without looking at both sides? You mean people who won't bother to try looking at the evidence that I have or sharing it? Hopefully Aaron does care, but it's not looking like it. Oh, we got another person. Hide user on this channel. Don't need trolls. Do you know why I'm on this channel? Because none of my friends cared to listen. They were all too busy being selfish, like Shannon Alvarado. Too busy making literally everything about themselves. See, Shannon Alvarado would type at me for a fucking week straight the same ignorant goddamn bullshit. And I beg her, please stop typing and call. Stop typing and call. So she's got this thing wrong in her head because she heard a rumor, right? And she's running with it as if it must be fucking true. And I'm trying to explain to her it's not fucking true. Shannon, fucking call me. So she'd call me drunk and talk over me. Every single time. When you want to get pissed off at me, one thing you're not paying attention to is that there is a history of abuse with these people. Shannon Alvarado has been highly abusive since I left her house. Specifically towards me. Stalking me over and over. Making repeated accounts to harass me over and over. She doesn't give a fuck about me. She just wants her voice heard. Because it makes her feel good to have that fucking attention. To play these fucking head games. To play this bullshit on the internet. But one thing she is not doing is helping to turn it in. One thing she is not doing is listening. After a whole fucking week of her typing fucking bullshit, she finally calls. And I still can't get a word in because she's still going off on that same shit. And I'm begging her, Shannon, please shut the fuck up. She doesn't want to fess up to when she fucks up. What did she do while I was down there? I had a roof over my head, yeah. I had food in my belly. Those are two things that she's thrown in my face repeatedly. That's not what I went there for. I went there for her empty fucking promises to help. To help turn this in. To help put a stop to it. But all she did is play fucking head games with Dan Faber and Carl Rogers and Mandy Hughes. She literally ignores my questions because she wants to throw in a bunch of tidbits. A bunch of shit that she fucking assumed. She doesn't listen. None of you fucking do. And that's a women's trait, by the way. Men straight up don't give a fuck, and they'll let you know. Men aren't even going to pretend to give a fuck unless a woman tells them to. And it depends on the woman. How many women here have offered to help? Quite a few. How many have followed through? None. How many of them throw that sandwich thing in my face later on? All of them. I fed you. I gave you a sandwich. Does Miranda buying me macaroni and cheese make up for her not ever coming forward about Andrew Walnuts? No, not even fucking close. This shit continues because of pieces of shit like Shannon Alvarado, pieces of shit like Miranda, pieces of shit like Candy, pieces of shit like Rainbow, pieces of shit. If somebody has to beg you for 5 months for help turning in abusers, and you still don't lift a goddamn finger to help those abusers, or to help stop those abusers, sorry, well, that makes you a piece of shit. All of Candy's pretty fucking words. And what did it all come down to? Did she ever help me how I needed? No, it was always what she wanted when she wanted it. Always, every time. Just like Shannon Alvarado. Just like Brandon Ratner. Oh, they'll get around to it eventually. No, they won't. They're all lying pieces of shit. None of these people give a fuck about me. They care about what others think about them. Oh, I did something nice. I did something nice. I gave him a sandwich. See, I'm not bad. I gave him a sandwich. No, you are bad people. Miranda is a bad person. Because she's literally never, ever come forward. What makes Miranda a bad person? The fact that all she wanted to do was talk about getting violent. What is it that makes Candy a bad person? All she wanted to do is talk about getting violent. That's her fucking solution for everything. What makes these people bad people is that they worship violence. The police, with the Robbie Farnsworth situation, Trent Olson said that Robbie Farnsworth had it coming. No, he didn't. Robbie Farnsworth needed help. He was doing a lot of drugs and has a lot of mental issues that don't mix well with drugs. And he was targeting myself and James. And he was saying things that literally get people killed. You want to pretend I'm a pedophile? Call me a pedophile. I'll call you one back. You don't fucking like it? Don't fucking target me. Don't play victim after you do fucked up shit. See, Shannon Alvarado, how many years did it take her? 7 years? To admit some pretty important shit she could have admitted years ago. And she wants to interrupt me because now she wants to pull the, statute of limitations. No, you do not get to play that fucking game. See, the problem with Shannon Alvarado is that she doesn't fucking listen. Just like every single other woman that you are likely to meet in America. You don't matter. You, as a man, do not exist. You do not matter to anyone unless you are good looking or have money or both. Even with all the evidence of the abuse that I'm going through, the assaults that I've endured, people smashing my windows, people screaming stuff out their window at me, I'm treated as if I'm some delusional nut job who's making it up. Shannon Alvarado, no matter what, is just going to fucking argue. That's all she knows how to do. That's what we've taught women to do. Argue. That's it. We haven't taught them to work. We haven't taught them a goddamn thing about equality. We continue to pamper them. We continue to ignore their victims. We continue to victimize their victims. Why is Shannon Alvarado being such a piece of shit? Because she's selfish. She didn't want everybody to know that she did fucked up shit because she's an alcoholic. Look how angry she got. Look how many mean things she did. And then she wants to type about how she was never anything but nice to me, which is complete and total fucking bullshit. You can't say that a woman did something wrong, no matter how much she actually did something wrong. But she'll go out of her way to destroy your life. And that's exactly what Shannon Alvarado did. She wanted to throw a tantrum because she was a fucking shitty person. She wanted to be angry with me for telling the truth. When somebody does hurtful things like that, and you're not even allowed to tell them because they'll throw a fucking tantrum at you, what are you supposed to do? Then you pretend like I'm throwing a tantrum. No, I'm trying to get you to fucking listen. If you actually care, I wouldn't have to fucking fight so hard to be heard. Now let's talk about Ashley here. She's one of the local drug addicts. She ripped me off when I first got here. She was going to help me, but she didn't follow through. All she cared about was getting her drugs. What's the difference between her and Shannon Alvarado? Nothing. Shannon Alvarado lives in a multi-million-dollar house. Ashley lives on the streets. Shannon Alvarado dyes her hair bright red. Ashley, she's got her hair bright purple right now. Both of them had me spend money that I didn't have to spend on empty fucking promises. You have any idea how much money it cost me to go to California to try to get the help that Shannon Alvarado to this day has literally made no attempt whatsoever. Every single time she's going to make up some cockamamie excuse. With the statute of limitations, that doesn't exist when the abuse is ongoing. And it doesn't exist when the victim is prevented from having an honest court date. But Shannon Alvarado doesn't give a shit about that. Last night, she couldn't shut the fuck up. The more she didn't shut the fuck up, the more I grilled into her. How do you fucking like it? You don't fucking like it, do you? While I'm having people throwing rocks through my windows, and she doesn't feel that that's any sort of safety risk against my life. She just happened to believe me on this. Holy shit, bitch. Jesus fucking goddamn Christ. Then she wants to say, oh, well, I wasn't there. You don't have to be there. It's fucking recorded. If 5 men gang rape a woman and they get it on camera and she's able to get that camera footage, are you going to make it impossible for her to turn that in? I'm not asking you to watch rape videos. Shannon Alvarado, every time that she makes one of these fucking plays like she's going to help, her compassion, what does she do? She makes about her and shows us how selfish a human being she is. No matter what, there's some excuse. She's going to come up with any excuse, literally any excuse, to not keep her fucking word. But Shannon Alvarado doesn't give a shit about that. Here's the thing, she's a fucking witness. All of the excuses that all of these so-called friends made while they couldn't come forward. They don't know the law, right? But then all of a sudden they're pocketbook lawyers when it comes to coming forward. I will tell them the law itself, and they will tell me some bullshit and pretend it's the law. That's what shows them to be shitty people. Candace could prove me wrong. She could show herself to be a good person, but she won't. Shannon Alvarado could be a good person. She's not. See, while she's messing around playing head games with this bullshit with Miranda, maybe she should honestly answer some fucking questions about Miranda. Maybe she should honestly answer those fucking questions. Maybe she should write them fucking down. Maybe she should make the fucking calls with me. But it's always the same thing. Shannon Alvarado being a selfish piece of shit. She never intended on helping me. And she's one of those nasty pieces of shit who wanted the sandwiches in my face. I fed you! Bitch, I didn't go there for food. I went there for your promises and they were empty. You were going to look at evidence with me, but you couldn't. Because you were too busy getting fucking drunk and selfish. Just like Ashley couldn't come forward because she's too busy getting fucked up on fentanyl. Just like Stormy can't come forward because she's too busy getting fucked up on fentanyl. And Kim can't come forward because she's got warrants. And Caitlin can't come forward because she's got warrants. Meanwhile, you force me out here to depend on fucking drug addicts for help. Alcoholics for help. Because the police wouldn't do their jobs. I needed a friend or family member, not a piece of shit goddamn alcoholic. Not some fucking trashy woman who believes that no matter what, she can do no wrong. Took her 7 years to admit to that shit with Rick and her alcoholism. 7 fucking years. Me last night. I'm tired of being abused. Shannon Alvarado just messaged me typing that she went to sleep last night. I don't give a shit what she did. See, I didn't want Aaron sandwich. Oh, she just typed that she's trying to help me. No, she's not. She's not. Anything that she could do to help, she's going to make some cockamamie goddamn excuse or change the fucking subject every goddamn time. I'm fucking sick of this shit. Sick of it. She wants to keep on typing about how she's got all this stuff saved in her fucking emails, but she never fucking looks at it. She wants to pretend like she wants to help me, but she can't remember shit because she didn't do shit for 7 goddamn years. She just fucking procrastinated and ignored the goddamn situation. She made no effort to understand how fucking dehumanizing that is. No matter what, there's some fucking excuse why it's okay. Well, it's not fucking okay. It's not okay for her to continue harassing me, to continue calling me, to continue making account after account after account. I told her to go away over a dozen times. She wants to get a hold of me to tell me about her again and again and again. Shut the fuck up, you self-serving cunt. I left Shannon Alvarado's in 2019 because it was a fucking shitty place to be. You can't say anything about Shannon Alvarado's alcoholism, or you'll be abused verbally over and over and over again, and she will not stop. The major problem with her and Rick's arguments is that Rick was stuck in a subservient environment, same as me. And she wasn't gonna let anything go. She kicked him out of her house almost every single night that I was there. And he just refused to leave. She never kicked me out of her house because I wasn't arguing with her. See, Shannon Alvarado wanted to throw a tantrum for 2 fucking weeks there. See, she wanted to accuse Rick of, well, she's got the tracker on his phone. A lot of y'all know what that's like. How many of y'all have wives or girlfriends that want to check in on every single minute of your day? They're that fucking paranoid. Throw away, she's trash. Seriously. Rick had 15 minutes when he was driving in as an Uber driver where he had, and mind you, I shouldn't be sticking up for Rick because he's a dick, but he was right. He had 15 minutes that he was sitting in his Uber waiting for somebody to show up. 15, yes, that's enough time to bust a nut. Yes, that's enough time to get naked, bust a nut, get dressed, and drive your Uber. Yes, it's possible, but not likely. So this 15 minutes that was unaccounted for 2 weeks, I got to hear Shannon yelling at Rick. Now, he's got 2 options there. Either he can plead guilty to a crime he didn't commit and pretend like he cheated on Shannon so she will stop fucking yelling at him. But is that really going to work? No. Because then she's going to yell at you over and over, ha, I was right. I knew it. I knew it. You're a cheating piece of shit. I knew it. Well, you've been calling him a piece of shit for 2 fucking weeks. I had to leave Shannon Alvarado's because Shannon Alvarado was not being helpful. She was being abusive. And anybody who said anything about it was going to get the wrath. They were going to get that abuse themselves. How many times has Shannon Alvarado done this to me? Types that she wants to help, and all she does is talk about herself. What a great person she is. She is a shitty excuse for a human being. She doesn't care what she put me through, or what she continues to put me through by neglecting her promises to this very day.